1:05 then, already, of a Saturday, so I'm Ricky Gervais. That was Placebo, yeah, with special needs, which brings me to my next point. With me, Carl Pilkington.
Carl Pilkington, there he is.
Steve Merchant. 104.9.
That's it.
We're back then.
Well, for one last time.
Well, it's certainly the end of the season. We're away for at least, 2 months. We're doing the Office special. And possibly forever, depending on whether Carl decides he wants to carry on with this. Because, I mean, we do this for fun. We don't need to do this. We don't need to do this for, money. Obviously not.
The kind of money you're earning, Rick, you do not need to do this.
I don't need to. It's quite honestly beneath me.
Yeah.
We don't need to do it to further our career because it's embarrassing being
Didn't
on
your
XFM.
accountant say, do not even bother cashing those XFM checks? It's not worth your while.
No, it's not. Yeah, the time it took to sign them,
Exactly,
it wasn't worth it. So we do this basically to ridicule Carl on a large sort of platform. I say large platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, XFM. No other radio station
I mean,
will
it's
have us.
roughly the same as standing up in McDonald's.
I
and
imagine so.
ridiculing.
But of a lunchtime though.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
when it's just the cleaning staff mopping up.
yeah. So, if Carl doesn't come back, he's breaking up the three-way partnership.
He's very much
forever.
Sting, isn't he? In
Yeah.
about, what, 1986, 87?
Exactly.
He's gonna go off and sort of make some quite poor, sort of jazz-inflected white man soul.
Yeah.
And leaving us to, go about our business.
Play pizza places.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go into sort of maybe writing
say,
soundtracks.
Dad, why can't I be in the CIA?
Yeah.
You don't know anything about it. You're a drummer.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll have to see. I mean, do you think anyone cares?
I wouldn't have thought so. Because I think if someone was interested in having some good chat and some great laughs, they'd spend more time with their friends.
Yeah. Or listen to another radio
Or
station.
listen to a decent radio
Jonathan
show.
Ross
I think
or something like that. Yeah.
they listen to XFM for some music to have on in the background that's loud enough
Yeah.
so they can hear it while they're hoovering.
Yeah. I don't think our fans hoover.
Well, true.
I think
true.
you've got to have...
Or shoot up, whatever.
I think you've got to have a house
yeah,
to
yeah.
hoover. I'll tell you what they do want though, some great music.
They do indeed.
They'll be saying, since you've been gone. See that? That's the sort of link I can do
quality.
if we stay
If you
together.
could cut out all the other drivel you speak, you'd be great on Magic.
I know, yeah. You've got to...
Come on.
You've got a rainbow something, haven't you?
Rainbow.
You got a rainbow something.
Oh, it's Rainbow.
Well, I mean, for a last show, that song had everything. It's got 2 guitar solos.
Yes.
It's got a key change. It's got bad grammar, Since You've Been Gone, by
Yeah.
Rainbow, and that's for Camfield, the Prince of Rock.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the king when Vance, just hands over his crown.
Yeah.
And you've still got that on XFM, so, don't worry about us going, oh, you weren't? Oh, okay then. No one cares.
No one
cares. This is our last show, let's make it a good one.
Let me give out the email address because I imagine there's going to be a flood of emails
Saying,
demanding we stay.
please, Carl, keep the team together.
Yes, it's jono.coleman
Coleman's not a team. He's just a big lad.
Yeah.
Right, come on.
What do you mean, come on, I've got nothing.
Ricky.Gervais.
Oh,
at
Ricky.Gervais
XFM.
at
Yeah.
XFM.
Or Carl.Pilkington, because you can do it throughout the week, you can do it throughout the 2 months. And, what's the phone number for XFM? 0207, is it 766 6000? And then just ask people through the car and leave a message on his voicemail.
Yeah.
So email him a lot. 0207 766 6000, I think, and just ask for Carl Pilkington.
Yeah.
Little Carla Pilkington, little baldy mank twit. And say, please stay.
Yeah.
Please stay. Carl, say something then.
How are
It's
you,
your
mate?
last show. Say hello.
What are your feelings, Carl, so far? I mean, are you tearful? Are you upset?
Not at all.
No?
Can't wait for 3 o'clock. Sure. You see, it was interesting how Ricky was saying he only does it for the fun. I haven't even got that bit.
Yeah.
I am paid peanuts to work Saturdays, which wrecks me weekend.
Pay peanuts, you get monkeys.
I have no fun.
Yeah.
Right?
You're having
and,
a laugh.
And what people
You
forget
love
is-
this, you love this, you love me coming in and having a little chat beforehand and after.
Yeah, but that's the funny thing, innit? Listeners just think, why does he get so moody about it, having Ricky annoying him just on a Saturday?
Yeah.
It's not just of a Saturday.
Why?
It's in the week as well.
How do
it's
I
way
annoy you?
over the
How do I annoy
recommended
you?
Daily
How
annoyance.
do I annoy you, Carl? So you can't, be specific. See?
The first thing that springs to mind, when I'm trying to work with Steve before saying, come on, let's, find some interesting stuff to talk about, I think you were playing the accordion in the air. Was it the accordion? I mean, it doesn't really matter, they get the idea.
Although I can't play the accordion, so it wasn't very good, was it?
Where did you find an accordion?
I just was one out there, right? And then
Next to the drum kit he started playing with.
then I had a loudspeaker, and I put the accordion for the loudspeaker. Then it loud, those loudspeakers. They're amazing.
My question is this, Carl. Do you honestly think that's going to stop just because we're not on air anymore? He's not going to see you on a Saturday, so he's just going to come in even more often.
Yeah, I can just drop
He
in.
won't bother me as much, though.
I think he will.
And he'll have his fob taken off him, so he won't be able to just wander in.
Of course I won't.
So.
What?
They
They're
won't.
not. Do you think they're going to? Of course they're going to let Ricky Gervais walk in anytime they want.
Yeah, I might come in, I might do a few trailers, might hang out, with Andrew, going, hey Andrew, how's it going? He'd go, yeah, we're having a bit of trouble, what do you think? I say, lose that off the playlist, put that one on, sack them. Yeah? Let's have a little bit of feeder. Feeder. Forget about tomorrow. At least we're here today, Steve.
Oh,
The three of us for an hour and a half more. The last time ever, possibly. It's up to little baldy-head Mankey.
Well-
Little Carl Pilkington.
A number of emails, Rick. This is from Matthew Davis. I think he very much captures the mood of the email public. His email is just simply titled, Go! In the name of God, go! It says, why wait till 3? Why not leave immediately and stop subjecting us to this abject
Well,
misery?
Carl did once when he had to get a train.
Of course.
So that's never happened on radio before.
But who knows? I mean, stay tuned. We might shoot off at 20 to 2.
Or we might get better.
We might get better.
We might get better because we've done a bit of planning, because I got Carl round last night
Really?
to do some planning of the show, didn't I? And so we've
Yeah, I
got...
thought you were going to be there, Steve.
No, I wasn't told about it.
Yeah, well, I called him up and said, why, what we're doing? He said, well, you can come round and, have a chat, maybe get some ideas and that for tomorrow. So I said, is Steve there? Yeah, Steve will be coming, yeah. So, go round. It's close, next to his flat. The pub couldn't be closer.
Yeah.
Alright?
Yeah.
Unless there was sort of spirits and that in the lift, they couldn't have got closer.
Yeah.
Right? I turn up, you're not there.
No.
He's lied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, I
so-
knew you wouldn't come out if it was just like you thought I was going to muck around. I had to pretend it was work to get you out.
So, you weren't there, Steve.
No.
Anyway, so he says, oh, come in the flat, got an interesting book that you'll like.
Okay.
So I think, well, that's kind of work, he's trying and that.
Yeah.
So I go in thinking we're going to get some good ideas and that from this book. Couldn't find the book. He looked for about 40 seconds, said, I don't know where it is. And then, come on, let's come in here, let's have a wrestle. So I'm sat in the lounge, right, sat there just chatting to his girlfriend and that, just chatting. He comes wandering out in his underpants.
Yeah.
Well, it was comfortable, yeah.
I don't know if you were comfortable because he was sort of pulled up
But yeah.
right between the crack.
Right.
Looked like, probably like a gay sumo wrestler.
Yeah! And I did a little dance for you, didn't I? Because there was MTV on, and I was doing a little dance.
Dancing to Elton John's new one.
Yeah! And what did you say? What did you say when I was doing a little dance for you, in my pants pulled up? Like, right? Do you remember what you said? You went, I poured him a drink, he was in my home, I'm entertaining him, he goes, are you sure you're not a bender? Is that any way to treat a host?
I think it was the right
outrageous.
time to ask.
But we did do some work, didn't we? Because you got confused and you said, oh god, it's like a child or a cat when it's confused. He went, Steve reckons, in ancient Greece, right, it was better to shag a bloke than a woman. And I went, well, yeah. I mean, that's about the male being, sort of a first-class citizen.
Yeah.
Much better, wasn't it? An
Yeah,
aspiration
the
to
point
sleep with a
was, Carl,
beautiful man than a beautiful woman.
Women were lower class citizens,
Yeah.
so therefore men were seen as higher class. So to have sexual relations with a man there was no shame in that.
No.
In fact, it was looked upon.
And I
as a
said,
good thing.
well, it's, ancient Rome. I said, even Nero, he sit in his big jacuzzi, and he used to get, pretty boy men to go into the water and just nibble at his testicles while he was having a wash.
He didn't do that.
He did!
No.
Yeah.
And he's not a gay fella.
No, well, no. I mean, I don't know about Nero, but I mean, it wasn't a case of a big delineation between what was heterosexual and what was gay. It was just, whatever you...
So what did this fella do then? This one who's having his...
Well,
having
he
his
was
little
pretty
testicles?
much top boy, Nero, for a while.
He was in charge.
And, You know, and you did what you're told. If Caesar or
But why were people going round there? Why didn't they go? Oh,
no, they weren't dropping in. It wasn't like the door was opening. I was going to see what Nero's doing. It's not like when I pop in here to see you.
Yeah, normally what would happen is you'd say, "Come back to my place. I got a book for you."
Yeah.
You pop in,
But
he'd come out in his pants. Elton John would be on.
You'd have probably been like a delivery boy or a stable boy or something, you know, and you'd have popped round there and you'd have gone, "There, right, Nero, there's the tablets of stone you wanted," and they go, "Pilkington, why you are here? Pop I don't know why he's French.
What is that?
I don't know why he's French. Just pop under the water and nibble at my testicles, and you'd have done it.
Because he was Nero.
I wouldn't.
You would have.
Well,
There's no way I would have done.
Yeah, well, you would
What
have.
have I done? I've dropped a pizza off.
Yeah, you
why
brought
am I
round to
there?
Nero's place with a pizza.
Right. Right, I'd say I've done my job. Right?
Yeah.
That's not the sort of tip I wanted.
No, he'd have said, "Get the little baldy chap to nibble at my testicles," and you'd have been under the water.
I wouldn't done it.
No,
Well,
you
don't
can't-
put me head under
you
water.
hadn't done it, right?
No, I wouldn't done
Well,
it, so-
can I just say this, Steve? Not only would you be nibbling his testicles, you'd have been going mad. You'd have been noshing him just for extra. You'd have been doing everything he wanted. You'd have been going. He'd have gone, "I didn't ask you to do that." You'd have been going mental. They'd have been chewing, slurping, smacking, poking. He'd have chopped. You'd have gnawed his packet off. You'd think you were eating Walker's crisps. There'd be bubbles. There'd be blood. Oh, it'd be horrible.
The Beatles from the soundtrack to The Yellow Submarine, actually, and that's Hey Bulldog.
On XFM 104.9, our last show, maybe. Me, Ricky, Steve, and little Carl. Alright, Carl? But, that book, that wasn't a fake. It wasn't like just a ruse to get you back to show you me and dancing in my pants to Elton John. It's that,
What was your girlfriend doing during that, incidentally?
I think she was just getting on with sort of like packing up sort of boxes because we were moving. She was,
sure.
I didn't think.
Well, she's seen it all before.
Yeah. And the book was, do you remember that book that I showed you? That, it was, a man's body, an owner's manual. And it's just like
Yes.
loads of stats. And there's one in there.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Guinness Book of Records
of men, yeah, there's one section there. There was,
Sorry, hang on, it's not like Guinness Book of Records of men. That just sounds a little bit like you and I were sat around your house looking at a big book, picture of men.
the big man book.
The big man
He
book,
is a big man, isn't he?
Yeah.
He should be on the front cover.
Yeah, it was a book more about the kind of physical body and
Exactly,
about
yeah,
statistics and so on,
biology
yeah.
and social and, you know, sex and all that sort of stuff. And,
But we didn't
which
look
is,
at the sex
which is
chapter.
where we got the, knob news for today from. Right? This is true, right? I read that oh, you'll have someone's eye out! Knob news! Nearly forgot the jingle.
Yeah.
I read that the smallest ever functioning penis, right, was under 3/4 of an inch when erect.
Extraordinary.
That is bad luck, isn't it? And
Yeah.
it's a micro penis, so it's perfectly scaled down. Just a little look at Carl's face.
Well, couldn't the fella have said, "Look, right, I'm not happy about it, so don't print it." It's not the sort of press people want, is it?
There wasn't a picture of him. It was anonymous. They didn't read the book and, at work the next day and go, "Look at this, Frank. What? Smallest ever penis, half an inch." He didn't go, "It's me!" He just went, "Yeah, loser."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, let's have a shower. I'm alright. I'm alright. He must have had to have a little jod with a pair of tweezers.
Yeah, presumably.
Because you couldn't even get a fist, I mean,
No.
that is bad luck, isn't it?
Was he a
This is
good-looking
incredible.
fella?
What
or-
would you do, right, if, he invited you round and said, right, and he was like the king, right, and he went, "Oh, Carl, can you just go in there and just nibble at it?" And you've gone under the water, and you're just about to nibble at it, and you come up and you go, "That's tiny." Would you be disappointed or relieved?
Right, well, that wouldn't happen.
No! Carl, I'm saying if it did, would you be disappointed? Would you go, "Oh, that, I can't even I don't know where to start with that," or would you go, "Oh, thank God it's not a big one"?
You've got to remember that he's the emperor. So you've got to do what he says or he'll have you killed.
What would you do? Would you go, "Oh, I lovely set of tackle," or, "Oh, it's not as big as I wanted," or would you secretly think, "I'm glad it's not big because I didn't want to, because I'm not that guy"?
I'm not even gonna think about it, because I wouldn't do it. I know I wouldn't do it, even back then.
Even back then, what do you mean? Even back
Even
then?
then,
What?
When was Nero at it? Well,
Well, the Roman Empire was sort of like 2000.
Well, it stretched
Up
for
to
years.
about-
many
yeah.
years,
So,
It's a long time ago.
yeah, I wouldn't do it.
You'd have to.
I always remember, we're still doing Knob News?
Yeah.
Just the...
Is this
Knob
some
News Extra.
Knob News Extra, excellent.
Well, in, you know, I didn't do that well at school and that, right? But we had biology.
Mhm.
And I didn't take much of it in, but there was one day when it was about, you know, Knob News and stuff.
Sure.
And it was all about how, blood, you know, is what makes...
Engorges.
Yeah.
The erectile tissue.
Sure.
Yeah, it was all about that. And there's this girl in our class called Paula, right? We sat there watching it, and she fainted. You just heard her go, oh! And she hit the floor, right? Because we were all sat on top of the desk watching this. But I wasn't that interested in that.
No.
I wasn't looking at it and that. But Paula, right? She fell over. And the funny thing was, right?
What was it? A video?
Yeah, a video of like this blood
Yeah.
doing the business to
Yeah.
this fella's member, right? And she fell over, like, and everyone's like, oh, what's up with her? And the teacher was trying to like wake her up and give her water and that. And it was really weird because then the nurse came in, and yet this video was still playing. And the nurse came in, what happened? Well, have you seen this?
Yeah.
And you could hear, like, you know, then it was going on to, like, sex education on the video. It was all done from start to finish. What happens, and by the end, and she was still out cold by the time it got to, like, and then they had a baby.
Yeah.
Right? And that just reminded me
So
of it
it
then.
seems to me that was a sex education class. She fainted when the penis got erect, and when she woke up, a baby was born. That's probably what she thinks happens. She's wandering around now.
And the whole class just missed out of it because they saw
If
someone
she's ever with a bloke and he gets an erection, she just goes, oh no,
Well,
I'll
that's
get
it.
pregnant.
She was a bit of a class tart, really. That's why everyone was like, what's up with her?
Carl.
No, but she was. Everyone was like, what's up with her? It's not as if she's not seen it before. But just reminded me then. Weird. But anyway, yeah, so I wouldn't
You'd be loving it.
Anyway,
You'd
yeah,
be
well,
down
let's
there.
leave Nero aside.
Yeah. The other thing in this, should we play a record and come back? 'Cause
Yeah,
there's another
yeah.
interesting fact.
There is some
But-
extraordinary facts in that.
Yeah, well, more facts.
We're running over.
But it won't be knob news. It won't be knob news. There'll be all different types of news.
Alright.
Libertines, don't look back into the sun. On XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Carl Pilkington, for possibly the last time ever. I was coming in today, Steve, and I was walking just past, Shaftesbury Avenue, at the beginning of Shaftesbury Avenue, and, it's sort of a little bit of a tramps corner going on there. And there's a couple of tramps, proper tramps, already had a few, and, about sort of like 40 maybe, right, or that they could be 30, they could have a hard life, they probably have. But he was going, Johnny's coming down, but, Les isn't gonna make it. And I think they're just planning their social, and meeting there. I just think that that's nice. They've got, you know, they don't just drink by themselves.
Yeah.
They go, what are we doing tonight? I thought we'd get drunk and sleep in the doorway. We did that last night. But I just like the idea that they're planning it. And they've got mates and they do stuff and they go, alright, how's it going? Well, you know how it's going.
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to you in a pile of piss. You know how it's doing. Do you think, I was also thinking, do you think they ever wake up, like, before they've had anything, like 9 o'clock and go, I was pissed last night. Yeah.
Oh.
You were talking absolute rubbish. What was I doing? You were just going, I was
You were just shouting at cars walking in the street.
You were joking, was I really embarrassing?
Yeah.
Well, you were pretty drunk.
I'll tell you this, I
Yeah,
am
but
never going to do that again.
Oh, but at least I didn't make a pass at Dirty Agnes. Oh, God, what did I do? You were just going, please, Just love the idea they have no little conversations and that. I go, I imagine one of them going, I'm not coming out tonight, I've got no money. Nor have we yet. I'm just going to go and dance. Just go and dance outside McDonald's.
Seriously, I only made 18p today. You know what, because I've always had a soft spot for the homeless. But do you remember that time I was walking over to yours once? And, see, there's the homeless people, there's those ones that, they try to retain a certain dignity. They won't just come up and ask you for money. they'll come up and maybe try and start a conversation
Oh.
before introducing the fact.
I know the fact that what you despise and annoys you is the thing they're trying to hold on to is a little bit of pride.
I know.
And what do you want them to do?
Well,
just be crushed in a skip, going, just give me some money, look
I
at me.
just think come out and say it. You know, come out and say it, but don't try and fool me, because sometimes I feel like I've been tricked. I get annoyed because I feel like I didn't see you coming. You came out of left field, you know, I didn't know you were a tramp.
I imagine the fact that they're bare-chested, apart from a blanket with their hand out, covered in sores, and no teeth is a clue that
Not
they're
this
probably...
one, Rick.
Not really.
This was one of those ones, you sometimes see them, the ones they're slightly older, and they've got a full suit on. They wear a complete suit, like a pinstripe suit or something, with maybe trainers, admittedly.
Yeah.
And I sometimes think to myself, you know, at what point in that moment before they finally left the house for the last time, did they think, well, I'm gonna be homeless. I want to look good if I'm going to be homeless. I'm sleeping rough. I
But
think
it
I'll
does
put on
happen
the pinstripe
quickly.
suit.
It sort of happen. It can happen in a matter of days or weeks.
Anyway, listen, I'm not begrudging the fact that he asked for money. That's fine. I just felt a little bit annoyed because I thought he was an ordinary person.
Right.
And he came up to me and he said
Nice
to
distinction. Go on.
me, and he said to me, excuse me, mate, have you got the time? And I said, whatever, you know, 3:10. And he went, have you got any money? And I knew then I was annoyed, and it annoyed me because I thought, I should have known straight away. I mean, a homeless person, you know, I sensed it straight away.
Yeah.
Excuse me if you got the time. I wanted to say to him, where have you got to be?
Well, yeah.
What appointments have you got?
Well, no. Maybe he goes to work. He starts begging at 3 o'clock. Yeah. He asked all that day. He goes, "What time?" They go 3:45. Whatever. You know what I mean? Then he goes, "Oh, give us some money." It's 3 o'clock.
Right.
Maybe there's the mornings off. It might have been his day off. He was doing half day or, you know, shift work.
Yeah.
He might, you know what I mean? You never know what shift
But I
they're
just
on.
think, Rick, when you see those people from shelter or from famine relief in the street, they've got to wear those little things over their clothes that say where they're from, or at least some kind of name tag.
Yeah.
So you know when you're stopped by them, you know what to expect. They've got a clipboard.
I know.
These homeless people who come out of there, they look like regular people. They come lurching out like zombies. You go, oh, you think that's an attractive woman? She's just come over. Oh no, look, she's got a dog on a piece of string.
I know, yeah.
I just think they've got to come out with it. They should just come out with it. Just be honest. Be proud.
Those people with their things sometimes annoy me, is where they stand right in the middle of the pavement. I have to zigzag, I have to cross the road 4 times to get through them. It's like playing Getaway on video, avoiding all these up and down Oxford Street. You have to really, and they come out, worse when they recognise me. That's why I've got about 8 standing orders now where I've been caught.
But
and
I
I'm
leave
worried.
the house and it's just like people are trying to take my money from me. Between my house and the tube, there's just swarms of people trying to take my money from me. At any cost.
Carl's got his first little direct debit, haven't you? £5 a week or something, quite for a month.
Yeah, I've joined something to help Africa out. I quizzed her for a bit. I mean, she came over and she was saying...
He was talking to her for about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Just making sure your money was going to the right place.
Yeah, I was saying, you know, why have I got to give you my bank details? This is the thing. And I was saying to her, I'm sure you'd make more money, right, if you just had a little thing that you put money in. I said, I want to help you out, right, but it's the fact I've got to give you bank details. And she's saying, no, this is the way we guarantee we make money. You know, we can help places out because we could be out all day and we could only earn like 50p, whereas, you know, we know that it's worth us standing around.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, fair enough. I said, so what's my money going to be doing then? And I think it's called Care of the World or something.
Yeah.
And she's saying we're giving them money to buy hammers, and we're not just going to give them money to blow in and stuff. They've got to like work and
They don't give them money.
Well,
what
whatever.
did you think of these people just like on these drought planes? Like
It's a gift voucher for being you. So they have to buy a hammer.
No,
That's
but
amazing.
they go with the buckets and go, alright, and they throw it up and they go, bundle!
Yeah.
she was making out anyway, right? That she was nice enough. She was selling it to me. She said, you know, we give them the tools, and they feel good because they're building up their own place and everything. And so fair enough, right? And now I've done that for 2 months. They've had a tenner off me already. I'm checking it, making sure they're not ripping me off and that.
Yeah.
If I ever go to Africa and I need a hammer, and there isn't one,
Yeah.
I'll be livid.
You'd be livid.
Because, you know, it is a lot of money.
Sure.
Every month, £5.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're talking about people hassling you and that in the street. I actually moved flat. The last flat I lived in, I moved from there because of the hassle. That
Really?
it was a high street, and you couldn't, like you were saying, you'd nip out for a loaf and spend about 40 quid.
Yeah.
just on people saying, give us the money for this. Samaritans, tramps, heart attacks, old people or whatever. It's like, So it ended up pushing me off that street. It was
No,
like, I
indeed.
can't handle this.
It's getting crazy out there. They may as well have little stalls.
Yeah.
Hey, but listen, let's make the world a better place with a little bit of music.
Oh, thanks
Bit
very
of
much.
Bauhaus.
Give generously, people. Come
Yeah.
on.
Bauhaus's version of David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington, possibly for the last time. And, as a special treat, a return, sort of like a summer special, an end of term, well, a gift to the fans. Carl is bringing back Rockbusters.
Oh.
No.
Do you want to explain it?
Rockbusters is basically Blockbusters, completely ripped off, done with music, that may or may not be a cryptic clue, and may or may not be the actual band name, and may or may not be the actual letters he said they were in the first place.
Do you want to sort of describe one, though, in case someone's a new listener? And, like,
Well, Exploding Pet was Atomic Kitten,
Yeah.
AK.
Basically, for those of you who are new to the show, this is the final show, Carl reads out what he considers to be a cryptic clue. It's
Yeah.
not a cryptic clue, it's just some words. Just a string
Yeah.
of words.
Yeah.
And from that, you are supposed to deduct the name of an artist, or a group, or a band.
We've had things like the Jamaican fella swinging a fish round, that was D-Trout Spinners.
The trout spinners.
So that's the level of intellect you are getting from Carl Pilkington.
What was the
Just
one-
do the competition, what?
I was thinking, was it that she fell down in
Whitney
Texas?
Houston.
She fell down into a puddle in Texas.
On,
Whitney
on a
Houston.
knee, wet knee, Houston.
Yeah, so you said it
works,
twice,
works,
that's not
don't
cryptic,
diss it
so
like
just
that.
do it, come on.
Right, so there's 3 of them, and you email in your answers. We've got some good prizes today and that. Right.
Well, let me say the prizes. They aren't bad. They're
Whiz
not bad.
through it,
They're
because
good.
this, you know,
Yeah,
the competition's bad enough, let alone just listening. What's he
I've got
got?
3 DVDs and
Brilliant.
about 6 CDs.
He's got the young ones and all that, lots of TV things, there's some great CDs, yeah, go on.
Right, so the first one, cryptic clue. This vegetable started life down under. Right? This vegetable started life down under. The initials K-O. Right? K-O. This vegetable started life down under. Second one, the things that you normally find on the beach, right, have been found floating around the moon. Right?
Yeah.
That's, I think it's TS.
You think it's TS?
Yeah.
You set the questions, but you're not sure.
So, the things you normally find on the beach have been found floating around the moon, right? And the last one, well, if you put that many in the post, I'm surprised I didn't receive one. Right?
He thinks they're great!
Well-
He thinks he's brilliant!
Well, you know, if you put that many in the post, I'm surprised I didn't receive one.
Is it acting? He did all them. Yeah.
The initials there, FC.
FC.
FC. Right? So you email in the answers, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Sweet.
It's weird all that talk and that, isn't it?
I don't know what that means,
Brilliant.
Carl.
Excellent. What do you mean?
No, just all that bling bling and all that, because I didn't understand it, right? So I did a bit of research.
Brilliant. That's what you should do if you don't understand something. Look
Yeah,
it up.
I mean, always scope
That's
it
what
out.
I
if
did.
you
I always do
understand.
that. I always
Yeah.
do that, though. You know I do that.
No, I'm giving you props for even doing it.
Yeah,
so.
massive respect and big you up.
Yeah, go on.
But it's all slang. Right?
Oh,
Is it really? Is it really? So it's
not
not in the... really?
That's odd.
No, I don't remember it being in Romeo and Juliet, but then...
So
Yeah.
you didn't speak like that when you went to Oxbridge?
What?
Never mind.
But no, I did a bit of research into it, right?
Go on.
And one of the things that they use
Yeah.
is I was out last night, did a 187.
That's a murder.
Yeah. But why use slang, right? Because apparently 187 is police slang.
Yeah.
Well, if you're
Well, it's
gonna,
not slang, it's a code.
well, don't use what the police know you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't think they do it with police around.
Do they not?
Probably not.
Carry on then.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah.
I always remember the Cockney rhyming slang supposedly originated because, you know, East End villains or whatever would make up their own slang so that if they're overheard
Yeah.
in conversation, then they won't know what they're talking about. But just look it up in some kind of Cockney rhyming slang.
Yeah, I like the idea of go, okay, where is he? Where's Fingers? Well, copper, I'm gonna tell you this. He's up the apples and pears.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know what that means.
I don't
Well,
know what
leave the house then.
Yeah.
If you don't know that he's hiding up the apples and pears, you might as well shoot off.
Exactly. Well, I can't possibly figure that out, so I'll just have to shoot off.
Yeah, where was he last seen? He was last seen with his trouble and strife. I know what that means. Well, you might as well shoot off then. Yeah, it's a perfect code. Of course, though, talking about Shakespeare invented 1,200 words. And slang gets in, so there are more and more words, and slang soon becomes, the norm. There's no not real words and real words, do you know what I mean? They're just as valid if they're common parlance, so they all become part of the, or they fade away and they're not used because they're a fad.
Yeah, like waz up.
Yeah. That's probably in the dictionary. Or soon to be. I was reading, was it a couple of years ago, You're Gonna Like This Not a Lot.
Right.
Got into so popular things got in there. Imagine that.
Yeah. You're gonna like this, not a lot.
Zig I think got in or something. Oh no, Girl Power got in.
Right,
Girl
yeah,
Power as a common phrase.
I like sorry, go on. No, you have to, you mate.
No, it's just that, with the slang thing, did I tell you I was trying to read that book about, the governor?
Oh, yes.
And that was full of that, and it had a page on the front that you had to keep going to when, you know what I mean, when he used a bit of slang, you had to sort of go, right, I don't know what he means.
Glossary.
Right. Just nip back, have a look.
I thought you meant, when you said there's a page at the front, I thought you meant the cover with his face on. I can't remember who I'm reading about. Oh, there he is.
Is this the book that you nearly finished reading, but you realised all the pages were in the wrong order?
Yeah.
He bought a cheap book, right, at a second shop, started reading it, loving it, then he started reading about this bloke, and he went from jail to school, and then he looked at the page numbers and they were all out of order.
How annoying is that?
I mean, you never read books, do you?
I never read one, right? And Suzanne, it was a weekend when we were going to Hastings because you two had done me head in, right? She said, I'm going to take you away so you relax and what have you. So, ended up not relaxing because it was like putting a jigsaw together. I'd started reading it on the train, thinking, loving this. It's a really interesting story about this fella who, you know, didn't have a great life as a kid, starts getting into a bit of crime, what have you, turns out to be the governor. But it wasn't as easy as that, because like you say, it was, started off at school, then he was in prison, and he's like, oh God, he started young. And then, next thing, he's like married, and he's like, hang on. He's like 12. And then he's had a heart attack. And then, like, but I just thought it was part of the thing because I read chapter 1 and then it did say chapter 12, but I thought, right, it's like that sort of done in that stylish way that everyone's doing.
What kind of a biography
Starts
messing with the medium?
I was born in the East End. Take one onion. Add some,
It's the idea that an East End villain's going to write his autobiography, but think, I'm just going to play with the form a bit. I'm going to get quite postmodern with this.
No, but...
He's barely able to write, probably.
Yeah,
oh, you can say that about him, Steve. I wouldn't. I think he's an educated man. Go on, next, Carl.
But, yeah, just because it was like 2 for a tenner, that shouldn't be like... Oh well, you know, you got a good offer, so...
No, that's rare. I'm sure the bloke selling it did not know that the pages were out of order. Let's face it, Carl, you read it and didn't realise.
Yeah.
So you can't really blame him.
You got almost half the way through before you realised.
I know,
Yeah.
But anyway, you know.
Still, that's a teacher, and that's put you off books for life, hasn't it?
Well, I don't like getting into books now, I just read snippets of information.
Play record. Play record.
No, I was just going to tell you about a bit of information that I was reading.
Okay.
And I can't... Well, we play a
No,
record
I've got
first,
time for a bit of drivel before we play next tune.
Well, I'd rather hear a tune and come back for drivel, because I think people are tuning in for drivel, so let's tease them.
Okay.
Let's have a record, then some absolute shite from Carl Pilkington.
Excellent. Look forward to that.
Longview and Further. I love that one. On XFM 104.9. Rick Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. Alright, Carl, what did you learn?
Right, like I say, I don't like reading books, there's too much to take
Words.
in. And
Too
so I
much
haven't got
word.
time, I'm busy and that.
Yeah. I don't like reading books, actually. But go on.
So,
But I have done. So, go on.
Right, so, I was looking in this magazine, right, and it was more about, do you know, I'm not that impressed with Einstein and Newton and that lot.
No, why should you be? What have they ever done? Go on.
No, but, you know the fact, you see, the Columbus thing, he's another one, isn't he, who got a bit of praise for finding America.
Yeah.
And it's like, someone else would have come across that at some point.
Yep.
Right? And yet, news this week they've found 2 new types of frog, right? No one's making a fuss. And look how small they are compared to what he bumped into. And that's what I'm saying. People make a big deal out of all these people who are finding stuff, right?
Yeah.
So the next person...
I mean, my head's buzzing, but I can't be bothered. I actually can't be bothered. Don't think this reaction's a good reaction. I don't know where to start with this drivel, but carry on.
Right. So anyway, the next fella who...
Next fella? See, I don't know. You talk in riddles.
The next fella I'm going to talk about,
Go on, then.
Einstein.
Yeah.
Right, everyone raves about him all the time.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm trying to get into my head,
Yeah.
like, why he's amazing and that.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So, did a bit of reading up on him in this Science magazine.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I read it. It's only, you know, I don't know, 200 words, whatever, trying to get across what he worked out. But I read it last night.
Is
and
it
I was
relativity you're talking about?
like, yeah.
Well, to say yeah, like I just made that word up.
Yeah.
You've heard-
Yeah.
that
That's
was his
what it
biggest-
yeah,
Okay, so the 200 words, as far as you recall,
So anyway, so I read it and I was like, I don't know what is going on about here, right? So Suzanne was with me. I said, can you read this? She said, I'm watching Sex and the City. Right? I said, right, but can you read it and explain to me what I don't understand here? She said, well, I don't understand it.
It's great. It's like she's thinking, I haven't got kids.
Yeah.
And yet he still wants me to help with his homework, and I'm
Yeah.
watching telly.
Yeah.
I've been at work all
So
day.
she said, look, go in the bedroom and read it out loud to yourself. Maybe it make more sense if you read it out loud.
Yeah.
Right, so I said, right, I'll go and do that then. And it was good because it's cool in there anyway, right? So I went in there. So, reading it out, twice, went back and I said, I don't get it still. Right? So she said, right, wait 10 minutes and I'll sort it out. So I was sat there looking at it, trying to work it out before she had to look at it. I was like, no, forget this. Now, what he was saying is,
Yeah.
if you send a man to the moon,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
he was saying, to the fella in the rocket,
Yeah.
it would seem like 20 years to him.
Yeah. Not the moon, but yeah.
No, that's what it said the moon.
Well, it wouldn't because it's only about.
No, but listen. So it took 20 years to the fella, yet people who are on the Earth, it would seem like 2000.
Yeah, because time is relative, not.
I don't... What do you mean?
right?
Well, listen. The fact is that it's tending towards the speed of light, where it really makes a difference. They've even done it with atomic clocks, where they've sent one up, even in Concorde, and it's like 0.01 of a second difference.
What is the watch?
Yes. Yeah, because greater speeds.
But why does speed affect how a watch works?
Right, I don't think this is a conversation.
Look, speed is speed.
Sorry,
See
stop.
what I mean, though?
Just
See
stop
what
for
I
a
mean,
moment.
Steve?
Right.
See what I've done?
I don't think this is a conversation to be had on a Saturday afternoon on a
No,
radio show.
but I'm just saying, though. It's not me, is it?
It is you.
You went quiet, Steve.
No, because
You're having problems
because
there.
I'm not going to be able to explain it to you.
I will explain
in
to
a
you
light,
break.
frothy way.
It's speed equals basically velocity equals distance over time. When velocity doesn't change and nor does distance, time has to. That's his theory. Yeah.
Well, we just got
What's your point
Rockbusters
then,
again.
Carl? What's your point?
I'm just saying.
Because you don't understand
what
it, it's
like-
worthless.
I was trying to explain to Newton that basically formulated the laws of the universe, the 3 laws of the universe. Even playing snooker, I'm trying to drop something. I was going, well, equal and opposite reaction and all these sort of stuff, right? And he was going, what did he do apart from the apple on his head with the gravity? And I went, well, what do you mean? And he went, well, why was it a problem? If we had been floating round,
yeah.
I'd have called him in. But since we're not, we don't need him.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Play a record. You're a buffoon.
So there's these 2 new kinds of frogs, as you say.
You're joking. What? A monkey had a hat. The monkey had a bicycle. I Believe in a Thing Called Love by The Darkness on XFM 104.9. Last show. Possibly the last ever show. It's up to the K-Man. Little Pilky. Baldy Pilky. Little Whingy. Dimmo Manco. As he's called his Latin name. Dimmus Mancoid. Alright, Carl? Alright? You're gonna miss this, aren't you?
Nope.
Good show, though? Enjoying the last show?
Yeah, it's all right, and I hope it gets better because Telegraph are listening today.
The Telegraph, the paper?
Yeah.
Why, are they? Why did you say that?
Just, Jenny, the PR woman, said to me yesterday, she said, just, you know, do some good topics and that, so you don't have to worry there.
What they phoned up to say, hello, it's Telegraph here, we'll be listening tomorrow.
I don't know what they're doing.
Are they doing a review of it or something?
I don't know. Why would they do that? There's no reason to.
I'm a bit. Why didn't you mention this earlier?
So Telegraph have said, why would they call up to say we'll be listening? It's a free country.
Because they said they'll be listening, but also, can you make sure you record it? Because if we can't listen to it because of the pirate stations that are on at the weekend, because it affects our signal and stuff. Whoever's listening must listen and know there's a problem with pirates, and they said, can you...
Well, they're probably just doing a feature about radio shows or something then.
They're gonna tear us to shreds.
They're gonna...
I mean, listen to... Sorry, seriously, the drivel we've talked today. I mean, what are they gonna make of it? That's a broadsheet newspaper.
I think I know what Monday's headline's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be like, you know, they're gonna forget about the power cuts. It's not gonna be about, you know, the inquiry or terrorism or anything. It's gonna be, no more to Knob News.
Yeah.
It's gonna... They're gonna love that.
I mean, seriously, I have a little bit of self-respect. And if I'd known a quality newspaper was going to be listening, I wouldn't have turned up today. Because I mean, I'm an award winner, you know, and I'm a respected television writer. And I've, you know, won awards, sort of classy.
Don't worry though,
and
don't worry.
What have we talked about? Knobs. We've had the worst quiz on radio.
Wow.
We've had you trying to explain relativity. You didn't even understand what that word meant.
I don't think you recognise the word. You read that article. You read that article 4 times, twice out loud, where you could hear Sex and the City music, right? And yet that word might have been like a clam, for instance. You hadn't heard it before, so I don't know. Do you look between the lines? Do you actually look at the words?
No, there's too many words though.
The Telegraph are going to love that because there's loads of words. The Telegraph have got loads of words. I mean, it's covered with words.
Which way up do you hold the magazine when you read it?
No, but there is too many words.
I mean, the pictures of people, are they upside down?
There's too many words. There is too many words in the world.
Do you know what this one means, right? This is one I learnt the other day. I think it's, Antidoian.
No, what does that mean?
Old.
Sorry, how do you spell it?
Don't know.
Of course you don't.
Antidoian.
No, I've never heard that word.
It means old. But the annoying thing is, it takes longer to say, and it's the fact that if you.
But where do you hear that word and in what context? And
someone told me about it. I was talking to someone about long words and that because you mentioned something when we were out drinking, and I said to you, "Why did you say that then? What word does that mean?" And then you had to explain it, and I said, well, you didn't have to say that, you could have just said blah blah.
But can I say, Steve, I wasn't sort of trying to catch him out or being pretentious. It must have been just a normal word in my vocabulary that he didn't know.
Wait a minute, what, vocabulary pretentious? You've lost me.
You lost, yeah. I'll tell you what.
That you're scared by syllables.
Yeah.
No, it's just...
I'll tell you what, though, I was going to do a feature about this. It's funny you should say it. I was going to do a feature. My next feature I'd written down is how good the Telegraph is, the newspaper.
Yeah.
It's bloody brilliant.
I love it.
Because it's informative, it's impartial, it's research good. I think it's a lovely layout. The photography is brilliant.
Oh.
Do you know what? I like the bloody font.
I know.
I love the bloody font!
And do you mind something else? I mean, you say it's sort of, you know, I mean, if there's any bias at all, oh no, there isn't because it's apolitical, but I bloody love the Tory party.
Let's not go into it, but I mean, I just like the journalism and the way
size of the paper.
I like the way they're fair. They'd never like, you know, slag us off.
No, but also I think it's because they understand that, you know, we don't really care, and so we can't be blamed for anything they hear on the radio.
No.
It's not really our fault. It's more the sort of
anything we said that was like, you know, a bit nasty or stupid was probably sort of like some clever sort of ironic postmodern.
Satire.
Play a record.
Yeah.
Brilliant Telegraph.
It's very fairly priced, don't you think?
I think it's too cheap.
I know.
The cult there, She Sells Sanctuary. On XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And Carl Pilkington. Now, if the Telegraph are listening, and they're you know, whoever it is, they're writing their article, and they're coming up with sort of words like cheap, smutty, lowbrow. Yeah. In our defence, could I just say that we're pandering to our listenership.
Yes.
You know, I mean, this station I mean, without exception, the people who work here, the executives, the DJs, are alcoholics, drug users, sex offenders.
Check the register.
You know,
They're all in
and we're
there.
trying to fit in with that for 2 hours a week. So we really have to sort of really bring it down.
Seriously dumbing down.
But if you want,
We can
should
do
do
highbrow
our
stuff.
we do our normals, like we talk about usually.
Tits.
Well,
No.
yeah.
Satire. Satire is what you mean.
Satire.
Political satire. Social and political satire.
Yeah.
If you listen any other week, that's what you would have heard.
Well, me and Steve are sort of like quite, you know, political
much
animals
up
and you know, Proust.
oh.
I love him.
Oh, I wish he'd resign as governor of France.
Have you read Martin Amos's new novel?
I love it.
It's so
Brilliant.
lovely.
Very long.
So,
Politics though. I mean, what do you make of politics, Rick?
I'm sorry, I was just planning on going to the English National Opera tonight to
Yeah.
see.
To see
brilliant.
Tartuffe. Yeah. yeah.
Well, politics is brilliant. It's my
Yeah.
favourite thing.
Say something satirical
political.
and comical about, say, John Prescott.
Oh, he's got. Stop eating pies, Prescott.
Oh, I wouldn't like to be him about now.
So that's the sort of
what do you
stuff.
make of George W. Bush? He's a bit stupid, isn't he?
Well, that's the dangerous thing. He's the most powerful man in the world, and I just think I hope he thinks about stuff he does first.
Oh, please.
So
So that's sort of wise as well as comic.
I thought of something about Bush as well.
Go on.
But it's about his name and a woman's fanny.
Oh.
So I was going to bring those two
I
together.
think it's fine though. I don't think I think that's still quite highbrow because you've incorporated Bush.
Which meaning the president.
That means Fanny as well.
So I think we're pleasing both.
We got both camps. Camp? That reminds me of something.
I know, yeah. So if you're listening, Telegraph.
Daily Telegraph, that is
Brilliant.
the sort of thing we're
You're
capable
brilliant.
of. That's the sort of
You're
thing
brilliant.
we're able to do.
Too many words for Carl. But what about some adverts?
I'd love to.
Buy the Telegraph.
Excellent.
Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. Stop. On XFM 104.9. Well, if the Telegraph are listening, they'll be loving the music.
Oh, that's great music.
They've been loving Knob News. Coming up, Telegraph, just keep listening because Monkey News is coming up. And should we do the results of Rockbusters, the worst quiz?
The best quiz, the best quiz.
Best quiz. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
On radio.
Do that shortly, although, probably you're thinking, Rick, isn't it time that we do our usual roundup of what's been happening in the news?
Yeah,
Which
come
we
on.
always do every week.
Yeah.
We always do something, which is, I mean, basically, if you're listening and you're a new listener, say you work at a newspaper, we always try to be informative, just try and put stuff out there that just educates people, informs
What are you
people.
thinking? Well, I said Monkey News is coming up, but what have
Yeah.
you got?
No, I was just looking on the net there and just found a couple of quite important news stories, probably worth mentioning. Policeman caught photographing. I don't know why it makes me laugh. It's just the phrasing, I suppose. It's
Go on.
the headline. Policeman caught photographing up woman's skirt.
No, he wasn't up there taking a picture of Big Ben. He wasn't going, can I just sit up here? I'm just going to take a picture of that seagull over there.
No.
He was facing the camera up a woman's skirt.
He was indeed.
Right.
A policeman in Japan is facing disciplinary measures after he was caught photographing up a woman's skirt with a hidden camera while on duty. The 42-year-old sergeant, who's not been named, used a digital camera to secretly snap the shots when the woman was reporting a stolen bicycle.
So he was actually...
He was actually doing his proper job. He'd obviously thought to himself, I'll bring him a digital camera today. On the off chance a beautiful woman comes in to report a crime or robbery, I'll have it ready, I'll have it positioned, you know,
Yeah.
in such a way. But this is interesting. This is how he got caught. Okay? The woman became suspicious after she saw a flash go off.
Brilliant.
I mean, this
Not so secret at all.
Sorry, did I just see your shoe? Your shoe just seemed to just spring into life. There was light. There was light.
Yeah, I
around your
think
shoe or
I've had
something.
someone set fire to some magnesium that was on the end of it. It won't
it's
happen
only,
again.
But it's only you and I in here, and your shoe was just suddenly lit. and
Why are you
almost got
standing like
blinded.
that? Why is your shoe just sort of like between my feet?
There's no reason. This is
There's
how
no
I
reason.
always stand.
What did the bike look like? Flash? So, are you taking pictures of my funny?
No. And no, I'm not. And you should be wearing knickers anyway.
Well, how do you know that?
What?
How did you know I'm not,
How did I know what?
I'm not wearing any,
I didn't know you. I don't know what you've got up there.
well,
I don't know what it looks like, and there's no way I could. Of course, it would be roughly that conversation in Japanese.
I know, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you just mentioned there about sort of no knickers and that.
Is this going to be your Auntie Nora?
No.
Right.
It's just, you know, like the last flat that I lived in, I always had a good view across the road and I could see, it was the hairy,
There was the hairy
well,
Chinese.
not hairy
kid.
Chinese kid, he was just a Chinese kid, actually.
Yeah.
Running
Because
about.
that's rare, isn't it? Hairy Chinese kids are very
Yeah,
rare, isn't it?
yeah.
There's only one official sighting, isn't there? In one of those shit little magazines that you buy.
Yeah, he was running around in his underpants.
Did you? Sorry, you just swore ironically. I mean, I imagine if there's any newspapers listening, you did that because you're sort of jokey and.
Yeah, go on. Let's not swear.
And there was
Go
the
on.
old woman who didn't move. She was just sat there reading the book all the
Who
time.
we
wasn't
think possibly died and no one came round for weeks. Yeah.
But and now I've moved, right? And it was quiet for a bit. I always look at what view I'm getting, right? Looks across and it was just sort of empty, sort of flats ready for people to move in and that, right? Anyway, people are in there now, right? And they've put all the furniture in, but I haven't put any curtains up.
Oh.
Right. So anyway, I'm sort of washing up, just having a look out the window.
Yeah.
Right. Girl sort of wandering about, knickers on. Right.
With no knickers on.
You mean
No
naked?
knickers. Well, she had a bra on.
Right,
but-
okay.
But,
She's
no
probably
knickers.
looking for a knickers.
So, I thought, oh. And I don't know how long I was looking.
No.
Right. But anyway, she looks across.
God.
I think she spotted me.
Yeah.
I think, oh, God. I felt really bad.
Yeah.
I said to Suzanne,
Sorry, is this some sort of Peeping Tom confession while the Telegraph are listening?
I've no idea.
well, it's not, that's the thing though.
Peepington.
If I was peeping, she was peeping as well, because she was looking over. Works both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, all she could see of you was your bald head.
Yeah.
No, but
And your
this
hands
is it.
moving as you were washing up. And some white-looking substance frothing up.
Particularly stubborn stain on this
Yeah.
glass.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Imagine that. Imagine if she looked across. I'm assuming the sink is lower than the window.
But didn't she just, just cover up or something? Or she looked back and go, oh, you looking at my fanny?
Well, the thing I did,
What?
I thought, just sort of drop me boxer shorts. Because I
What?
thought, well, Suzanne said, what are you doing?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
No, just so they can see me cheeks of me.
What are you talking about?
No, because I thought, if she thinks I'm walking about in the nude as well, then we've both got something out of it.
Carl!
This sounds like a bad excuse in court.
I know.
This is
Or the plot of a film on Channel 5.
I mean, this is like the doctor who got done right for exposing himself to a patient and then painted that little thing that you look down their throat pink.
Yeah.
And go, this is what they saw.
yeah.
No, so sorry, you were looking at a woman dancing around naked, right? So the only thing you could do was immediately drop your boxer shorts.
So she looked across, saw you fully clothed, saw you took your
No,
boxers
she
off.
wouldn't have done, because it's sort of just the top half and the sink's at a side angle, so I was sort of looking out.
So
This
she
is
wouldn't have
genius.
so she wouldn't have seen your trousers then anyway.
No, she did. I moved in front of the window more.
So you then made them. You actually climbed in front of the window.
Oh, this is amazing!
So you climbed in front of the window to show off
No,
your
it wasn't
your naked
obvious.
lower half.
Suzanne said, what are you doing? And
I
I
bet
said,
she did.
What are you looking at?
I sent you in here to
What
clean
are
up.
you doing? I'm just taking my trousers down, standing by the window. Why? Because there's a naked woman across the road. What do you think I'm doing, Suzanne? I'm exposing myself while looking at some free funny.
leave it.
What's up with you, Suzanne?
leave it then, leave it.
Christ.
Are we doing Rockbusters or what?
Yeah.
Oh, she sent you in there to read up on Einstein. She comes in and finds that.
Oh, brilliant!
Anyway.
Wait a minute, can I just check? A final question. What did the woman across the way... What happened? What was her
I
reaction?
didn't look again, I just thought
Oh.
you've seen a bit of action as well, we're both happy. Let's leave it.
Brilliant.
So were you waddling around like a penguin with your trousers around your ankle?
I just was walking about and Suzanne said, what are you doing? I said, I'll explain to you in a bit, but don't look out the window because then it's
Excellent.
obvious.
Then he sees, she calls her husband to look at Carl walking around naked. He goes, oh, she's got a... Quick, Suzanne, get him out. There's only one with you. Get some more friends. They've gone one more.
Anyway.
Brilliant. Right, play a record and
So-
come back to Rockbusters. And Monkey News. We haven't got enough time. Do Rockbusters. Oh, God almighty. Hanging round of Transformer. A little bit of Lou Reed. Nearly finished. 12 minutes until We Are No More. Ricky
Don't forget,
Gervais.
Monkey News still to come.
Well, yeah, don't forget that. Monkey News still to come. But now the answers to Rockbusters. Right, do the clues.
Alright, the first clue was this vegetable started its life down under. The initials were KO. That was Collie Osborne. Alright? Collie Osborne. The second one was...
No, what are we letting that go?
Yep. We haven't got time, Rick.
Well, it's just not the word.
We haven't got time, Rick.
Also, cauliflowers
So
don't
it's
start down under. They're on top. It's not like carrots.
No,
or
down under is in Osborne.
Osborne,
It was
born in Oz.
Osborne.
Right, right.
Collie. I thought you meant started. Her name's not
So-
Collie.
Right, the second one was the things that you normally find on the beach. Right, they've been found floating around the moon. That's the space shells. Right, specials. Again, just tweak it a bit.
This is rubbish. I mean, I tell you, no, this isn't even funny though. I mean, they're
Specials.
no good at all.
Cryptic.
It's not
We always
cryptic. It's
say
wrong.
cryptic.
It's
We
not
always say
cryptic.
The last one was well, if you put that many in the post, I'm surprised I didn't receive one.
Go on.
That's FC 50 cent. Right?
What?
50 cent. It was 50 cent. I didn't receive any, so who's
Collie Osborne. Collie. Her name's not Collie. Her name is not Collie.
doesn't matter.
Well
It doesn't matter.
Well done to Gina Fairy, who has emailed in. She's got all those answers right.
Yeah, just emailing your address and that.
Yeah, email that.
You're
in,
such an
Gina.
idiot, Carl.
As are you, Gina.
Alright.
Loosen Your Hold by South. That's great. On XFM 104.9. Well, that's nearly it.
Rick, can I just say thanks to everyone who's emailed in over the weeks and months we've been on, because obviously we're too lazy to even send them a response or a reply, but we do appreciate
We do
the fact that
appreciate
they-
it. Same
they get
with
in
all the
touch.
letters and stuff that we can't.
Yeah, people send stuff in all the time and they say they like the show or they don't, or they contribute little ideas and stuff, and we do read them and we do appreciate it. It's just that we, when you've got someone like Carl Pilkington in the studio, you just need to pick his brain constantly and you've got no real time for admin. But thank you for sending in all the nice letters and responses and stuff.
Well, finally, we should let people know that next week, for the foreseeable future, it's Adam and Joe.
Brilliant.
Oh, brilliant. And they're standing in for us this time next week.
Well, you say standing in, but possibly replacing full-time unless Carl
Possibly.
Pilkington decides to change his mind and come back. What do you think, Carl? You enjoyed today's show, I know.
Yeah, it's been alright.
Yeah, you attempted to come back when we finally return?
Maybe a little rest to make you sort of like forget how annoying I am.
No,
Cause
because then it'll
that
just-
is my secret weapon. Sometimes, because there's the thing that you can fleece a sheep as many times as you want, but you can only skin it once.
Sure.
So what I do is sort of like, I fleece you. I never actually completely lose a friend. I tease them and talk to them to the point where they're gonna leave me, and I go, oh, anyway, how you doing? They go, I'll sort of confuse them.
Yeah.
And that's what I've done with you today. And I think, over the next couple of months, where I'm sort of nicer on the phone, I'm not squeezing your head, you'll go, he's alright, Rick, what?
Yeah,
And then I'll get you back in
agree
it.
to it,
And then I'll
Yeah, exactly
absolutely rip you to pieces
I'll
again.
be dealing with.
So, but hopefully, and also, unlike a lot of my friends who are clever, I don't have to worry about you because you will forget. Because you've got you've got a tiny little intellect. And I'll, do you know what I mean?
You'll
Steve?
forget this conversation even took place.
Anyway, it's what everyone's been waiting for.
For the
It's what
last
Carl
time.
exists for the last time. It's monkey news.
Play
So-
the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that! Monkey news.
Right, are you familiar with 100th Monkey?
Keep
The what?
talking.
100th Monkey?
100th.
Yeah, like as in like, one more than 99.
100th.
Yeah.
The 100th monkey.
Yeah, are you familiar with that?
No.
No. Anyway, thanks. That was
Well,
monkey
we'll
news.
leave that
Next
then.
week, Adam and Jet. What do you mean you're going to leave that?
Well, I thought it was a popular phrase or something.
What, 100th monkey?
Yeah.
What do you mean a popular phrase? What, why? What? Because you're going to do songs and phrases with it next week. We've said it once before, 100th monkey.
No, it's just, it says the expression 100th Monkey.
Well,
And
do
it
it
says
anyway.
where it
What's the
comes from.
story?
Well, it's from the 1950s, right?
Right.
And the way that they got it because they were following some monkeys about, right? And they started
Who was?
It was.
journalists
Oh yeah, why?
Oh, yeah.
just to see what they're up to. Right?
Okay, so they're following some monkeys around, yeah.
What was it? What, a documentary?
Anyway, one of them
Come on!
Come on!
washed some potatoes.
Right, okay.
Right, let's leave that. Right, let's leave.
Wait a
Let's
minute,
leave
wait,
that
wait, come on!
A monkey washing potatoes?
one. Can we leave that one?
No.
No!
cannot. It's
You've
not
got to do
monkey
it now. They're following what is it? Like, sort of like a family. Is it a family of monkeys or a...
It was just one chimp and it was washing a potato and he thought that's a bit odd, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
It turns out that ended up teaching another monkey
Yeah.
how to wash a potato.
No, they do it. They go down and wash them in the sea because they like the taste of salt. And
The
it's,
weird
it's,
thing
it's,
is though,
they
when
pass
it
on.
got when
go
it
on.
got to the 100th monkey, right? even though it hadn't been taught how to wash a potato,
Yeah.
it automatically knew. It knew what to do.
I
What do
don't
you
know what
mean?
you're talking
What do you
about.
mean?
It was in them. It was in them that they knew that when they get a potato, they had to wash it. That isn't the monkey news. I'm just saying that's where the expression comes from. But you haven't even heard of that. So
Well, there's a couple of things there. That it could be another upshot, and you know, an instinct is part of your genetics as anything else.
Washing a potato.
But you can't pass on acquired characteristics. So that's nonsense. If you mean that someone was taught they had a child and it knew it, there's no chemical memory as such. In
That's what's
some
So
of
that
those-
wasn't even
That's
monkey
what's
news?
No, the monkey news. You know, we've covered a lot of stuff. There was sad stuff, wasn't there?
Yeah.
There's some funny stuff in there. You know.
Yeah. Do
Playing
monkey news.
robbers and that. Football team.
A monkey football team?
Yeah, in Costa Rica.
Oh, yeah.
Got all the team members here, right?
Right.
All the different things. Little goalkeeper. Apparently he's on transfer from some other club. But the bit that got me attention is, apparently he's a holder of PhD of physics. Do you want to have a look at that?
What,
Steve?
the goalkeeper?
Yeah, just the goalkeeper. The others haven't done that much.
The others haven't done that much. Well, I believe that he's got better exam results than you, Carl, but I don't believe he's got a PhD in physics.
good,
Obviously.
though,
Do you know what the name of the team is? Coconuts.
Oh! So if the Telegraph are listening, that is the sort of quality entertainment you get. Well, you don't anymore.
Let's just put a song on then.
Yeah, that's the end. Goodbye, everybody.
what do you
Have
want
a
to leave?
have a lovely summer.
Yeah, have
The
a
rest
great
of
time.
it, and we might see you in October. We might not. It's up to Carl Pilkington.
Chances are slim.
So call 0207 766 6000. Ask for Carl Pilkington.
Or email him.
What's this?
Or
This is Tim Buckley to end with. I think you'll enjoy this. It's called Once I
Andrew
Was.
Phillips. Call Andrew Phillips.
See ya.